there. Welcome to my cottage in Cornwall. Why don't you grab a coffee or a cup of tea and we'll have a little chat?
So, here I am again with my pea shoots, and I just wanted to show you, look at that. Look at those shoots. Let's get right close. That is after one day. One day. Because the weather is, it's quite warm. I don't know what temperature is, but it's quite warm here in Cornwall. And because it's warm, that's the only thing I can think of to give you that in one day. And those are my soaked peas. Just put them in water. The next day I've got that, and they're huge shoots. So they're going to be good for my pea shoots. There's my pea shoots again. I know I keep going on about these, but I'm quite pleased about it. Look, now I'm going to spritz them. That's what I do with these. I just spritz them just to keep them damp. But look, but I'm going to do something a little bit different with these. I'm going to put them in my terrarium, which is just like a small fish tank, and put them on my Rayburn. Oh, there's a very low heat on my Rayburn that I just keep it on, and when it goes cold I turn it up, but it's on the lowest possible heat. And I thought what we do is I'll put some more seeds in as well. I've got giant sunflower and I've got lobelia. Lobelia is gorgeous for your bedding plants. And you save a lot of money as well, because these seeds, they're from Lidl's and they're really cheap. I can't remember how cheap, but they're between sort of like 40p and 35 to 45p, something like that. Whereas in the nurseries, they're, £2, £2.50 a pack. So good old Lidl's. And we've got chives as well. Can't go wrong with chives. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to put all these seeds in seed trays and put them in the terrarium and show you that little setup. Whoops. Show you that little setup that I've got going. And, I'll also show you some of my last year's lettuce and tomatoes and things like that. And I was just going to say, you can buy one, if you haven't got a greenhouse, you can buy one of those mini greenhouses and put it up against a shed or a fence or something. And then you've got your little greenhouse and you can grow your lettuce, your tomatoes, a couple or 3 tomatoes in a mini greenhouse. You can grow all your herbs, your parsley and chives and thyme and whatever, all little trays of herbs. Anything that I eat or we eat is totally organic. I don't believe in giving feed unless it's natural, like seaweed or something. You could do that. You could get, mind you, there's a lot of salt in it, so I don't know. But anyway, whatever. I don't bother giving them anything, just pure water. That's all I give my lettuce, tomatoes. Anything that we actually eat is organic. And the reason I do that is I just don't like the thought of all the chemicals. We get enough chemicals in what we buy in the supermarkets, believe you me. So I like the idea of, I've got this lettuce and it's got no chemicals in it at all. And I usually give them rainwater. They seem to like that, rainwater rather than tap water, because there is chlorine in tap water, but at least it's better than all these chemicals that people spray, spray their crops with. But anyway, there we are. We won't go on about that too much. Let's get to the terrarium. Chilly out there. Right. So what I'm going to do is, I've got my my little containers. You know the ones you get, tomatoes and cherries and strawberries and things like that. They've got holes in all around the bottom, so I always reuse those, repurpose those. And I've got my potting compost in there, which I brought to room temperature. I got it from the greenhouse and it was, quite cold in there. So bring it to room temperature. And now what I'm going to do is, I've got a packet of lobelia. These are for bedding plants. I'll just show you. Whoops, there we are. That's the lobelia, Crystal Palace. I always use that. It's gorgeous, deep, deep, deep blue. Gorgeous. Looks great with geraniums, red geraniums. But anyway, so the seeds are in the bottom there, tiny, tiny little seeds. So what I do is, I've got some sand here from the beach. I just mix a couple of pinches of sand in there. It makes them easier to sprinkle. You get a more even. Just mix the sand, mix them up in the sand, and then you can sprinkle them. So I'll use this container here, and I'm just going to use, I'm going to use the whole thing. So, see how much easier it is, because those seeds are minute. Look, just like sprinkling sand on, or like sprinkling salt on it, something. Right, and the sand's not going to hurt, and it's not going to hurt at all. Right, so they're there. Make sure you've got every one, and that's another thing. They're so tiny, these seeds, that half of the seeds are left in the creases at the bottom of the pack. It's this way. They're completely clean in there now. In the past I used to cut them down the side and get them out, but this is still, I think, a nice way of doing it. And then you can just mix them into the top layer, like that, to the top layer of soil. You hardly need to do anything else, but I'll just sprinkle a tiny bit on top, just to make sure. Pat it down, give it a spritz. And I usually put a stick in there, like a marker. I think I've got some somewhere. Have a look, to keep it still, but anyway, it's all right. It'll be all right. Now, I have to put it in the terrarium. I'm only able to fit, there you go. I'm only able to fit 2 in there, 2 at a time. But as soon as they've germinated and they're, a nice little size, I can take those out and put more in. So what should I do next? So I can only fit 2 in. Let's take some of that out, spread on top. What should I put in? I'll put the chives in, I think. Do the same with the chives. See, even though these are bigger seeds, a lot bigger seeds, Again, put some sand in there. Helps to clean out the pack. Now, these seeds are from Lidl's, and they're great because they're only, I don't know, they're not very expensive. There we go. They're just, 35 to 45p, whereas in the nurseries, I think I said that earlier, didn't I? Anyway, in the nurseries, they're a lot more expensive, a lot more, sometimes £2, which is ridiculous really, but anyway, there we are. Shall I put them all in? Yeah, why not? Let's put them all in. Or shall I not? I might as well. I'm going to put them on. I have a lot of chives. That's okay. Right, good. Again, mix them in a little bit. Just a bit. And sprinkle. Sprinkly. Now, as I said, you might not have this setup that I've got, but you can, if you really enjoy doing this, you can buy one of those electric seed propagators. They're not very expensive either. You get a lot of pleasure out of it. So there's the chives. Whoops, the daisies. There's the chives. And as I say, when they come through, you can give them a spritz as well. That's all they need. And then I'll show them in the there. That's good. Right, and then I'll do those separately. As soon as these come through, we'll put the sunflowers in and whatever else we could do. Whatever else, lettuce and things like that. So I'll show you that in situ. So that's the terrarium on top of the Rayburn, and just very gentle heat. And I've just put about ½ inch of water in the bottom and put the lid on, and in a couple of hours you'll see all the actually it's starting to show condensation now, but there they are. I'll just show you, and we'll see how long they take. I'll put a note on my chalkboard, and then I can tell you how long they took to germinate. But they're gonna germinate quickly, I should think. And then we'll put the next batch in.
Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, it'd be lovely if you would subscribe to my channel. It's totally free. And with that, I'll say bye for now, and as always, love from Cornwall.